Yesterday we talked about dialogue and we gave you some rules about dialogue, about how to write dialogue. Um, the first rule was the commas and the periods go inside the quotes, along with any other punctuation. Okay, so the punctuation comes first, then the quotation marks. The second rule was use commas to separate dialogue and the speaker. So you have your you have what the speaker is saying, and you separate what they're saying with from who is speaking with a comma, except when using the question mark or the exclamation, because remember the question mark and the exclamation mark um, replace the comma, so you don't have to use it then. And then our final rule was capitalize the first letter of the spoken dialogue. So no matter where it is in the sentence, whether the tag comes first or the tag comes at the end, the beginning of a quotation or beginning of dialogue is always capitalized. Okay. Then we also talked about the different ways to write it. You could have the quote first and the tag after. You could have the tag first and then the quotation or the dialogue. And then finally, you could have it in the middle. So you could have part of the quote. And this is usually when it is um, one sentence. Okay, so you kind of like separate the sentence with your tag. Okay, well, today we are going to practice writing it. And specifically, not just writing it, but typing it. Because when you start to write your narrative, you're going to be typing it. And so the purpose of this assignment is for you to practice writing the quotations correctly. Therefore, before you turn it in, I want you to have your parents check it over. Okay. It's okay. And you can have them listen to this if they don't believe you, but it is okay for them to show you how to correct it because I want you to write it correctly, to type it correctly. Because if you don't practice doing it correctly, then you'll never learn it. And I know that this is probably some of you. This is your first um, time actually typing dialogue. So I want you to be able to do it correctly. Therefore, like before the kids turn it in at school, they're going to have me check it, okay, before they can submit it. So it is okay if you have your parents check it before you submit it. All right. So here we go. On Google Classroom, this is going to be an assignment on Google Classroom. You are going to have a comic strip. Um, the comic strip is called Hagar the Horrible. Okay. So let me read it to you. It says, I have one simple question for you. And if you don't answer truthfully, you'll be sorry. Remember, if a Viking tells a lie, his horns will fall off. Now, did you have a good time in Paris? Absolutely not. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Crack, crack, crumble, crumble. Crumble, crumble, crumble. So his horns are falling off. I've seen horns fall off before, but I've never seen them break into little pieces. So, what does that tell you? I think Hagar is lying. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to take this comic strip and you're not going to write it all out. Okay, you're just going to choose 3 frames. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames. Okay, which actually only 6 frames because these 2 frames don't even have dialogue in them. So you're not even going to be using those. But you're going to choose 3 different frames and you're going to write them as quotations. And you must use all 3 tags. What I mean by that is the beginning, middle, and end. So you're going to write one where the tag comes first, you're going to write one where the tag comes in the middle, and you're going to write one where the tag comes at the end. Okay. Now, in order to do this, you need to know something. You need to know, let's see, I'm going to write it here. Oh, actually, I'm going to write it down here. So the gentleman with the red beard, okay, his name is Hagar. Okay, I'll even put uh, man with red beard. Okay, and the lady with the yellow pigtails. Okay, it doesn't give her name, so we are just going to call her Hilda. Okay, uh, yeah, we'll call her Hilda. And I'll say lady with yellow pigtails. Okay, so you know who those people are. You're going to need to know that because you have to add the tag, okay, and the signal word that comes with the tag. So, for example, if you are going to use this one, absolutely not. Look to see how he's saying it. Now, there's an exclamation, so um, sounds like he's like yelling it or screaming it or bellowing it or okay. If you do the tag at the beginning, you're going to say Hagar yelled. Absolutely not. Now, do you notice in the comic strip they capitalize everything? Do not do that. Only capitalize the beginning of your sentence. Okay. So your A is going to be capitalized and that's it. Right. Um, in the middle, if you're doing the tag in the middle, there's only two of them that you can use. In fact, this one is actually, well, no, that's two. So see how frame two and then, um, sorry, and then frame eight. I was counting. Okay, so frame two and frame eight, how it separates it for you, use those frames. Choose one, either this frame or this frame, to do the one in the middle. So you could say, and if you don't answer truthfully, comma, um, yelled Hilda or exclaimed Hilda or bellowed Hilda, um, then you'll be sorry. Okay. Now with this one, the only capital letter would be A. Okay, because this is all one sentence, so you don't have to capitalize the Y either. Right. And then finally, when you do it at the end, you can just choose any of them. Um, I have one simple question for you, stated Hilda. Okay. Um, because notice that even though it says I have one simple question for you, there she's not asking a question. Okay. She's making a statement there. Um, if you do this one, now did you have a good time in Paris? Then you could say asked Hilda or questioned Hilda. Okay. And the tag would be at the end. So three different sentences, one where the tag is first, okay, one where the tag is in the middle, and you're going to use either frame two or eight for that, and then one where the tag is at the end. So, and make sure that whatever tag you're using as far as the signal word, it matches how the character is speaking. So with this one, he's yelling or he's bellowing. Same with up here. This one, obviously asking. Um, this one could be demanding or it could be yelling because there is an exclamation. This one could be stating or um, demanding or however you want to say. Okay. Have fun with it and make sure you have somebody check it before you turn it in.